Survivors of sexual assault and their supporters gather to raise awareness and prevent sexual assaults.
Make sure you're stepping into the right Uber before you get in. We talked to a student who got into the wrong car.
And I'm Ryan Thompson. Coming up, I'll take you to the event where USC graduating seniors are celebrating.
Annenberg TV News is next.
Live from USC, you're watching Annenberg TV News.
Rape is never something that we should accept as an inevitable phenomenon, and no matter the context, at the end of the day, we're talking about the same problem.
Well, the problem is sexual assault, and many are wearing denim to draw attention to the issue. People gathered in downtown LA and here at USC today to talk about the subject that many are trying to avoid. Good evening, I'm Scott Cook.
And I'm Suji Nam. As part of Denim Day, activists and survivors of sexual assault hope to get their message out. 17 years ago today, an Italian Supreme Court ruled that because a young woman was wearing tight jeans, she must have helped her attacker take them off, thus implying consent. Reporter Caroline Deisley shows us how Denim Day is still raising awareness about sexual assault.
There are millions of people wearing denim all over Los Angeles, all over the country, and it's becoming a worldwide movement now.
Dozens of people were at LA City Hall this morning to recognize Denim Day and to spread the word to help prevent rapes.
When I first started in this movement 15 years ago, it was really taboo. We don't talk about rape, we don't talk about sexual assault.
But now people are talking about it, especially survivors who were also at City Hall this morning to share their stories.
I'm actually a survivor myself, so I think it's really important for me to show face and support other survivors and kind of get the word out there and spread awareness.
One survivor was featured in the documentary on rape on college campuses, The Hunting Ground. Her goal is to create more of a safe haven for survivors.
The more events that we have like this and the more people who aren't afraid to get behind survivors, hopefully the more comfortable survivors will feel.
And it's not just survivors. Even girls who haven't been sexually assaulted live in fear of the possibility.
I mean, I'm a high school senior and I'm going to be entering college in the fall, and it's something that I think about every day.
Activists and victims flocked to City Hall today, decked out in denim to support Denim Day, raising awareness about sexual assault. But right here at USC, guests partnered with the cause to help spread awareness with college students. You can stop by, grab a denim tote, a free cup of coffee, and learn more about how you can prevent sexual assaults on campus.
They have a fashionable brand, and they believe, as we do, that women should be able to wear whatever they want, and they should be safe and feeling confident and good in their clothing.
The goal of Denim Day is to reinforce the idea that regardless of what someone wears, rape is never acceptable. For Annenberg Media, I'm Caroline Deisley.
A USC student says she got into a car thinking it was the Uber she called, but the man sitting in the front seat was not her driver.
So I got in the back seat, like per usual, and he said, "Where are we going?" And I said, well, I put the destination in the app, and he didn't say anything, and then I just kind of like, it was an awkward pause. And then he said, well, he didn't say anything, and then I was like, okay, like, are we gonna go? And he said, just turned around to me and was like, well, I can take you wherever you wanna go, in like a very weird way. And I said, excuse me, are you my Uber driver? And then he didn't say anything, so that's when I immediately knew that there was something wrong.
Lauren Bushy immediately got out of the car, notified DPS about what happened, and warned fellow students on social media. We asked DPS Deputy Chief David Carlisle what students can do to avoid similar situations.
Particularly for young women who are traveling alone, go with a friend. We really encourage students to pay attention when they call for an Uber ride. Make sure that the vehicle description, the driver description, and the license plate match.
The fake driver was in a white Toyota Corolla when he approached the student. If you see any suspicious activity involving that car, please contact DPS or the police.
Republican candidate Ted Cruz announced that Carly Fiorina will be his running mate. This comes the day after he lost 5 out of 5 primaries to frontrunner Donald Trump.
She knows firsthand that the key to economic growth is not government and more government. It is rather less and less government.
The former head of the Hewlett-Packard dropped out of the race in February and endorsed Cruz last month. Cruz trails Trump by 425 delegates, and the numbers show that he can't win the nomination for the party's convention in July.
I'm so happy I can see them more. 'Cause we travel on the bus all day, we get to play. We get to play.
Political strategy expert Dan Schnur talked about what this means for the Cruz campaign.
This was a desperate move on Cruz's part, but it was a very smart, desperate move. For Cruz, announcing Fiorina early is a terrific opportunity to gain media attention, to change the subject from the defeats he suffered in the primaries to Donald Trump over the last few weeks.
Tomorrow, Cruz and Fiorina will campaign together in South Bend, Indiana. GOP presidential candidate Donald Trump delivered a foreign policy speech today. Trump says that as president, he would make America first the main theme of his administration.
President Obama has not been a friend to Israel. We're rebuilding other countries while weakening our own. The whole world will be safer if our allies do their part to support our common defense and security.
Trump took a more serious tone than he has in previous speeches. Trump said he will improve relations with Israel and put America's security first, but he did not offer many specifics. In his speech, Trump attacked President Obama's handling of Middle East policies, in particular the Iran nuclear deal, relations with Israel, and his handling of Benghazi. Trump said other countries should contribute to international security agreements in exchange for American military support. But one foreign policy expert says Trump's proposals are unrealistic.
I think Trump's proposals with respect to China, Mexico, immigration, NATO, are completely unworkable and would cause international crisis after international crisis.
Trump will be in Southern California tomorrow. He is kicking off his West Coast campaign with a rally in Costa Mesa.
Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton responded to Trump's foreign policy speech. Clinton tweeted, quote, "Donald Trump's foreign policy isn't just offensive, it's dangerous." Earlier this month, Clinton said Trump has made what may be the most reckless statement on national security of any major presidential candidate in modern history. Bernie Sanders told the New York Times today that he is planning to lay off hundreds of campaign workers. This comes after the Vermont senator lost 4 out of 5 primaries to Hillary Clinton yesterday. Still, Sanders says he's not thrown in the towel just yet.
We are in this campaign to win, but if we do not win, we intend to win every delegate that we can.
Sanders says he's now focusing on influencing his party's agenda more than winning the nomination.
A free 3-day health clinic opened today at the LA Convention Center. More than 4,000 volunteers, including doctors and nurses, are expected to treat nearly 12,000 patients between now and Friday.
We're providing full dental coverage, we're providing optical examinations, and we're providing medical care as well. And that medical care, we have women's health, we have general surgery as well, we have primary care.
Patients started lining up early this morning to take advantage of the free care.
I need insurance covers part of it, but certain things it doesn't cover.
I need a root canal on the crown. It's pretty expensive. I can't afford it. I mean, I'm on Medical right now, but it's still my Medical. It doesn't cover dental work.
More than 100 organizations have donated medical supplies for the 3-day event. Services will be available until Friday at noon.
Politicians, business professionals, and USC faculty met on campus today to tackle the problem of homelessness in Los Angeles.
We have failed homelessness in many ways. We got to get folks to step up to the plate, not step over the problems.
It is an outrage and unacceptable that an estimated 44,000 individuals are sleeping on our sidewalks or in cars every single night. We should be judged by how we take care of the most vulnerable among us, and we have a lot of work to do.
According to the latest government numbers, Los Angeles has the nation's largest chronically homeless population, with more than 12,000. That's 4 times more than New York City, which is second on the list.
Some graduating seniors have some cool jobs lined up once they become Trojan alumni. Find out what they are coming right up.
And if you're in the class of 2016, there's a free burger waiting for you on campus. I'll tell you where to get it right after the break.
And we'll sit down in studio with the newly chosen drum major of USC's marching band. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man, women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
I adopted Bento in 2010 from a shelter. As it turns out, we have very similar personalities. And this cat makes me make art because he's always motivating me to take pictures of him, to draw pictures of him. He just is motivating artistically. It's just that simple. Well, he's my best friend, but a lot of people know him as Keyboard Cat.
With just 2 more days of classes, many students about to graduate are starting to begin the celebrations. Now Annenberg Media's very own Ryan Thompson is live at university-sponsored party to say goodbye to some of our graduates. Ryan.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, the annual USC send-off is underway right now for graduating students. There's food, music, and of course, lots of great company. We talked to some graduating students about what their favorite memory has been during their time here at USC.
Game day 2 years ago, and USC played against Stanford, and we won, and I totally rushed the field, and it was the best day.
In Model United Nations, I've been working with that same group of people for years now, and we put on a intercollegiate conference last fall, and it was really great to see all of our work over the years.
Really everything I was able to do outside of class, I would say. Rather than some classes specifically, but because I'm in the film school, so I've been able to do a lot of post-production stuff.
The event is still underway for a bit longer, so if you're in the class of 2016, there's plenty of more food left. Come down to the courtyard outside Whitney Alumni Hall. That's all from me, though. Live from the courtyard for Annenberg Media, I'm Ryan Thompson. Back to you, Suji.
All right, thanks, Ryan. So what do seniors have lined up after graduation? Our producer, Robbie Colans, talked to a few seniors.
I will be a Dragon propulsion engineer for SpaceX, building and testing rocket engines for their spaceship to go to the space station and to Mars.
I'm going to be an HIV and AIDS capacity building specialist in Botswana for the Peace Corps.
I'm going to be a digital video journalist at the New York Times starting in late May. I can't even begin to describe how thankful I am to all of the professors and mentors that I've had at USC.
There's definitely, a part of me that wants to do well to make the school proud.
Well, Suji, the weather's been awfully nice. I think I can smell summer just around the corner.
I think so, too. Let's toss over to our weather anchor, Hannah Vega, for more. Hannah?
Thank you so much, guys. As you can see, we're going to look to right now's forecast. Right now it's fair, sunny, 65 degrees, and winds are 12 miles per hour. Heading to tomorrow's highs, we'll head east. As you can see, 45 degrees in Big Bear. That's a little bit cooler than it's been. 76 in Palm Springs, cooler there, too. Now heading over here, 72 degrees in Thousand Oaks, and same as like the rest of the valley in Malibu will be 66, so a little too cold for the beach. Heading to central LA, you're going to see 70 degrees here at USC in downtown, 69 in Anaheim, 68 at the airport. Now for your 5-day forecast, as you can see, it's going to be 69 degrees on Saturday. That'll be the coolest day. It'll be mostly sunny, some patchy fog in a few spots, but mainly it'll be pretty nice, guess cool for LA. In studio right now, over to the couch, we have the new drum major of the greatest marching band in the history of the universe, better known as the Spirit of Troy. Scott?
Yeah, well, thank you for that, Hannah. We've got a very special guest joining us today. I'm here with Chris Wodniak. And Chris, you're the latest drum major of the marching band. Tell us, what's that all about?
So the drum major of the marching band is a ridiculous position that puts you in a position of leadership of over 300 people. And I'm fortunate to work with Dr. Arthur C. Bartner, who's been with the band for over 45 years. He knows what he's doing, and honestly, 2016 is going to be legendary. I can't wait.
Well, either can we. Now, Chris, this is a very big deal. It's been a rigorous process to get this position that you now have. Speak a little bit about that.
So we started out in January with about 8 or 9 very courageous, very brave bandsmen who wanted to put themselves out there in front of the entire band to be voted on. And we basically did our entire pregame routine. That's conducting the band during Tribute to Troy, and Fight On, and fanfare before that. Everything minus Stabbing the Field goes on, and the band evaluates us on that, and a good old Democratic vote settles the deal.
Now, speaking about stabbing the field, you've obviously got the sword right here. So speak a little bit about that. Do you get to stab the field?
I do. Everywhere but UCLA, unfortunately.
All right, well, that's a very cool deal. You are you're the guy. You're Mr. Stab It in the Ground and get the Trojans fired up, huh?
Absolutely.
All right, now, Chris, obviously you're a drummer. Have you ever played any other instruments?
I played trombone, actually, in the marching band for 3 years. And I went into tuba a little bit, but mostly trombone. It's more fun.
So why the drums then?
The drum major is actually a position where it's the student conductor, and it's a common misconception that they actually do any drumming.
Ah, interesting. Well, you learn something new every day. Well, Chris, thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate your time. I'm going to send it back to the desk now where Suji Nam and Natalie Calabat are ready for sports.
All right, well, thanks, Scott. You know, Natalie, it's so cool that our women of Troy are still undefeated. Tell us more.
That's right. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yes, it's been an exciting and busy week in sports. Find out how top USC talent looks to do in the NFL draft tomorrow. A former U.S. Olympic high jumper suffered a spinal injury while attempting a backflip. The two USC women's teams with perfect preseasons look to win their MPSF championships this weekend. All that and more coming up right here in sports. Don't move a muscle.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Welcome back to ATVN. The NFL draft starts with the first round tomorrow. Former Trojans who shined in the Coliseum spotlight are looking to take their skills to the next level. Here's a look at where USC players are projected to be drafted. Outside linebacker Sua Cravens headlining this year's class. Experts expect Cravens to be a first-round pick tomorrow and first Trojan picked overall. Center Max Turk will most likely be the second Trojan to be drafted despite suffering an ACL injury this past season. Projected in the third round is Kevon Seymour, who turned a lot of heads at the NFL Combine with his impressive 40 time. He will look to be drafted in the later rounds. For extended coverage on the draft, tune in to See It Live tomorrow at 6 p.m. on uscannenbergmedia.com. Former U.S. Olympic high jumper and USC track coach Jamie Nieto suffered a spinal injury while performing a backflip and landing on his head. We spoke with USC track and football star Dory Jackson about the incident.
Think about if when you have somebody who coached you or somebody who's close and special to you and other people. I mean, he was an Olympian, and you don't want to see somebody who is talented as him and who has so much potential and a long life to live. I think he was like 35, or he was pretty young. It's just a freak accident that he had training.
It is reported that Nieto had recently canceled his health insurance to save money. Fellow Olympian Lolo Jones is now trying to raise money to cover his medical costs. Before the undefeated 5th-ranked USC lacrosse team gets a chance to play in the MPSF tournament, the women of Troy picked up some end-of-the-season awards. 7 of the women of Troy made the NPSF all-conference first and second teams. Senior captain Courtney Tarleton was named Player of the Year, and head coach Lindsay Mundy received her 2nd consecutive Coach of the Year award. The women of Troy finished off their amazing regular season undefeated, and they hope to carry that into the postseason. They are the #1 seed and have first-round bye. They will play in the semifinal against the winner of the UC Davis and Denver game. That semifinal matchup will take place on Friday in Northern California. Heading over to the pool, the USC women's water polo team has had a perfect season record, and now they look to keep it up, the great play in the postseason. We spoke with Stefania Haralabides, who talked about keeping up the momentum today at practice.
Getting into MPSF, being #1 seed going into NC2As, and then winning a national champion is like one of our biggest goals. We're not afraid of being like undefeated. It's just something when we get in the water, we don't think of that because, okay, yeah, it's a number, but when we get into the game, we have to think, yeah, we're not #1. We have to be #1.
The women of Troy look forward to a big weekend in Bakersfield starting Saturday at 2:30 in the afternoon. The top-ranked USC women's beach volleyball looks to host the Pac-12 championships this weekend. We caught up with Sarah Hughes and Kelly Claus to chat about the excitement heading into the weekend.
Right now we're thinking about winning the Pac-12 championship because that's up next, and then after that win the first ever beach volleyball NCAA national championship. And then, you know, we're going to focus on a little bit summer and we're going to be playing together. So, but right now our main focus is collegiately and getting those wins first.
The matches begin Friday at 1 p.m. and resume through the weekend. Best of luck to you ladies. All right, so Scott, that NARS blush is really looking good on you.
Well, Natalie, you did a nice job with sports. You also did a nice job on my makeup. I hope I look as good as you do, but, you know.
You guys all look beautiful. Scott, you look beautiful.
Thank you, Suji.
All right, well, we strive for perfection here at ATVN, but we're not always perfect.
That's what we love about live TV, so let's stay tuned for this semester's best bloopers.
The earthquakes you see in movies are one thing, but real life is a completely different animal. Just because you can't predict an earthquake doesn't mean that you can't prepare for one. In the event of a real earthquake, you should drop, cover, and hold on. Visit ready.gov/earthquake and practice what to do to keep you and your family safe in the event of a real earthquake. And you'll be seen as a hero by your family and your loved ones.
Visit ready.gov/earthquake today.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
What's up? What's happening today?
Let's see those pearly whites, man.
Yeah. The boys, check it out. Stand up, do my challenge, don't compare us. Go.
Ooh, cute.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine. Hey girl, what's the sound? What's the name? What's good? What's up?
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Sir, go and step out of the vehicle for me.
Yes, sir. See ya, buddy. Today, Sean's got a hearing. We'll see how it goes. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Russian military authorities think they might have blown the world away with a new piece of defense technology. What is it, you might ask? Russia's deputy prime minister tested an explosion-proof suit in an active minefield. This brave woman makes her way through a series of fiery explosions like it's nothing. By the end of it, her suit is charred from the flames.
Well, we've sure had a fun bringing you the news this semester, but sometimes we've had a little bit too much fun. So let's take a look at some of the comical moments we brought your way.
Back to you, Eitan.
In tweets with Wisconsin primary, WI primary, Wisconsin primary.
Back to you, Maddie.
Well, Jasmine?
In North Carolina calling for the repeal of HB2. Well, we heard the latest on the runs, Ivana.
That's right, and Ty has the latest on USC sports.
My goodness, I love live television.
Hello, Eitan.
Before we conclude the show, Madeline.
Thanks for watching See It Live from everyone here at Annenberg Media. I'm Kelly Rinke, and here with my co-host, hey, Eitan.
Thank you, from there to here. All right.
I know, that was quick.
That was.
That was like a little workout.
Well, Ivana, it's been pretty windy outside lately. Haven't you noticed that?
Haven't you noticed my hair?
Thought it looked a little off today, to be honest.
Can I borrow somebody's pet?
You can have mine.
I don't have one.
Mine will bark your ear off until.
Well, maybe not Veronica's.
If anybody's got a, hey, if you want,
wants 2 chickens,
yeah, if you want 2 chickens, I will gladly give you one.
If you want them back, so not.
Tell me what you got. You got
I
something?
have 2 long-haired chihuahuas.
Okay, you know what? I think I'm just gonna appreciate from afar.
Suji, I gotta tell you, walking over here, I nearly sweated right through my suit. It's so dang hot out there. Well, Suji, today was a scorcher. I darn near sweated through my suit. What did you think?
Wow, I'm so glad Beyonce has moved on after our rough breakup. She's really taking care of herself.
Yeah, and
glad.
you know, she rebounded and got Jay-Z.
I know, she had to settle for Jay-Z. You believe that?
I can't believe that.
That sucks. I'm happy for her though. I mean, overall.
Oh my gosh.
Well, as my good friend Ty Hawkins would say, you gotta love live TV, right?
Indeed. You know, I think Eitan was like popping up all over the place.
I know, he's one of the most professional guys in here. I can't believe he made the blooper reel.
No, he's amazing. Eitan's amazing.
Eitan's the man, that's what he is. Well, anyways, we thank you guys so much for joining us all semester long. For everyone here at Annenberg TV News and in this lovely media center of ours, I'm Scott Cook.
And I'm Suji Nam. You can watch us on the web at uscannenbergmedia.com. Have a great night.
Bye.